What if I told you the city that never sleeps is about to have its quietest Christmas in years? Las Vegas, built on endless entertainment, is watching tourists walk away this holiday season. After months of declining visitors, sky-high prices, and a strip that feels more empty than electric, families are choosing anywhere else to spend Christmas. And here's what should worry everyone in Nevada. The problems run far deeper than pricey hotel rooms. Today, we're breaking down exactly why tourists are skipping Las Vegas this Christmas, and the final reason reveals a truth old-school Vegas fans have felt for years. Number 10. Rising holiday travel costs. Let's start with the price tag, because for a lot of families, the decision was already made the moment they looked at airfare. Holiday flights in 25 are up nearly 10% compared to last year. According to travel data, the average domestic round trip for Christmas is hovering around $685. And if you're flying on Saturday before Christmas, expect to pay closer to $900 per ticket. Multiply that by a family of 4, and suddenly you're dropping over $3,000 before you've even touched down. Now add the hotel. Strip properties are charging anywhere from $200 to $400 a night during Christmas week, and that's before the resort fee, before parking, before the taxes that nearly double your quoted rate. What looks like a $150 room quickly becomes $300 once you check out. And here's what's wild. Vegas used to be the budget escape during the holidays. That reputation is gone. Travelers are now comparing those costs to destinations like Orlando, San Diego, or even international beach towns. And Vegas is losing that math every single time. When people are already stretching their budgets for gifts, dinners, and family gatherings, an overpriced trip to the desert just doesn't make the cut. But rising prices are only the first hit, because once you actually land in Vegas, what you'll find there feels nothing like the holiday trip you imagined. Number 9. Visitors say the Strip feels less festive than ever. Here's a complaint that keeps popping up in travel forums, social media posts, and review sites. Vegas just doesn't feel like Christmas. Tourists who visited other major cities during December, places like New York, London, or Chicago, arrive on the Strip expecting something similar. They're looking for twinkling lights strung across the boulevard, festive window displays, maybe some holiday music in the air. What they find instead is pretty much the same Vegas they'd see in July. As one TripAdvisor user put it bluntly, "Drop me into Vegas on Christmas Day and it could be any other day." Apart from the odd Christmas tree here and there are no special lights on the Strip like you might get in other cities. Yes, individual properties like the Bellagio Conservatory and Wynn put together beautiful displays. The Cosmopolitan has its rooftop ice rink, but these are isolated pockets of holiday spirit, not a citywide celebration. The Strip itself remains dominated by neon casino signs and nightclub promotions, not wreaths and garlands. For travelers specifically seeking that cozy, festive atmosphere, Vegas feels like a letdown. And when you're paying premium holiday prices, the expectation of holiday magic isn't unreasonable. But the lack of decorations is just a symptom of a bigger problem. Because Vegas hasn't just skipped the tinsel, it's skipped building any reason to visit in December at all. Number 8. Lack of major seasonal events. Think about the destinations that own Christmas. New York has the Rockefeller tree lighting and Radio City Christmas Spectacular. Chicago has Christ Kindle Market. San Antonio has millions of lights along the River Walk. These cities have built signature holiday traditions that draw visitors year after year. Now ask yourself, what's the signature Christmas event in Las Vegas? Most people can't name one, and that's the problem. Vegas has a handful of scattered attractions. There's glittering lights at the Motor Speedway, a drive-through experience. There's Enchant Christmas at the Las Vegas Ballpark, featuring a light maze and ice skating. The Bellagio Conservatory puts up a beautiful holiday display, but none of these have become destination-defining events. None of them make someone say, "We have to be in Vegas for Christmas." The city has never committed to building an anchor tradition, something so iconic that tourists plan their December trips around it. Instead, Vegas treats the holiday season as just another few weeks on the calendar, no different from any other slow period. That absence of a must-see Christmas experience makes it easy for travelers to cross Vegas off their list. Why fly to the desert when other cities actually celebrate the season? And for families, that hesitation is about to become a full stop. Number 7. Families avoid the party atmosphere. Christmas is a family holiday. It's about traditions, togetherness, hot cocoa by the fireplace, and mornings spent watching kids open presents. It's not about nightclubs, day clubs, and billboards advertising shows you can't explain to a 7-year-old. And that's the fundamental mismatch that keeps families away from Vegas during the holidays. Parents who bring children to the Strip during Christmas week face an awkward reality. The city's entire infrastructure is designed for adults. Card slappers hand out flyers on the sidewalks. Advertisements for burlesque shows and pool parties line every taxi and billboard. Casinos pump cigarette smoke into hallways that families have to walk through just to reach a restaurant. Can you find family-friendly activities in Vegas? Sure. The Shark Reef at Mandalay Bay, the High Roller Observation Wheel, Enchant Christmas out in Summerlin. But these require effort and planning. The default Vegas experience is not built for children. Contrast that with a beach resort, a ski lodge, or a theme park destination, places where families are the target audience, not an afterthought. When parents are deciding where to spend their most treasured holiday week, they want to feel welcomed, not tolerated. That mismatch pushes families elsewhere. But families aren't the only group staying home. There's another segment that vanishes completely in late December, and Vegas feels the absence. And without them, the whole machine starts to stall. Number 6. Corporate travelers disappear. Throughout most of the year, Las Vegas runs on 2 engines: leisure tourists and business travelers. Conventions, trade shows, and corporate meetings fill hotel rooms midweek when casual visitors stay home. That business traffic is one of the city's most reliable revenue streams. But in late December, that engine shuts off entirely. Companies close for the holidays. Conferences don't schedule events between Christmas and New Year's. Corporate travel budgets freeze. The result is a complete collapse of one of Vegas's key visitor segments during the final 2 weeks of the year. Data from the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority shows convention attendance has been volatile all year, down nearly 19% at some points compared to last year. But even in good times, December is dead for business travel. There are simply no major trade shows or corporate gatherings pulling professionals to the city. That missing traffic creates a ripple effect. Hotels that depend on midweek convention guests see occupancy drop. Restaurants that cater to expense account dinners go quiet. The entire ecosystem that supports Vegas tourism loses a critical pillar. Leisure travelers alone can't fill that hole. And what's left behind is something Vegas hasn't seen in years: a holiday season that feels eerily empty. Number 5. Weekend crowds aren't matching hotel prices. Here's the paradox that's frustrating tourists and baffling analysts. Vegas is charging more while delivering less. Hotels on the Strip raised their holiday rates expecting the usual December surge. Premium properties are asking $200 to $400 a night, sometimes more during Christmas week. But the crowds those prices were built for, they never showed up. Visitors who did make the trip describe a strange disconnect. They're paying peak season prices to walk through half-empty casino floors and restaurants with open tables everywhere. One travel blogger described walking through Resorts World in the afternoon and finding the vast majority of gaming tables sitting unused, dealers standing idle, slot machines silent. The data backs this up. Las Vegas has experienced 10 consecutive months of declining visitors heading into the holiday season. Hotel occupancy has dropped more than 5 percentage points compared to last year. Revenue per available room is down 9%, yet somehow advertised rates haven't adjusted to match. That mismatch creates resentment. Tourists feel gouged when they're paying premium prices for a city that feels emptier than expected. Many simply cancel. Others cut their trips short. And everyone leaves with the same complaint: this wasn't worth it. When the value equation breaks down this badly, word spreads fast, and that broken promise of a bustling holiday Vegas is pushing visitors toward destinations that actually deliver. But the empty feeling isn't just about missing tourists. It's about what the resorts themselves have quietly taken away. Number 4, resorts scale back staffing and entertainment. Walk the Strip this December and something feels off. It's not just fewer tourists, it's fewer everything. Hotels have quietly reduced staffing across the board. Bell desks at some properties have been eliminated entirely. Concierge services are now handled by apps instead of humans. Housekeeping teams are stretched thin. Guests who once expected white glove treatment now find themselves dragging their own luggage through lobbies. The entertainment calendar has thinned out too. Smaller afternoon shows, the kind that gave visitors affordable options between the big headliners, have largely disappeared. Several restaurants have reduced their hours or closed certain days entirely during what should be peak season. Retail shops inside resorts keep shorter schedules. The result is a strip that feels unnaturally quiet even when people are there. That buzz of activity, the sense that something exciting is always happening around the next corner, has dimmed. Vegas built its reputation on overwhelming visitors with options. Now it feels like the city is rationing them. These cutbacks aren't random. They're responses to declining visitor numbers and rising labor costs. Resorts are trying to protect margins during a difficult year. But for tourists who flew across the country expecting the full Vegas experience, the scaled-back reality feels like a bait and switch. You're paying holiday prices for a city running at half capacity, and the disappointment compounds when you finally check out and discover charges you never saw coming. Number 3. Sticker shock from hidden fees. Nothing kills a vacation faster than watching your hotel bill double at checkout. And in Vegas, that's become the norm. Resort fees have ballooned to $40, $50, even $60 per night at major strip properties. These charges aren't optional. They're added after you book, often buried in fine print until you're already committed. That $200 room suddenly costs $260 before you've ordered room service. Parking is another hit. Self-parking, which used to be free at most casino hotels, now runs $18 to $40 per day. Valet costs even more. If you're staying 5 nights, you might spend over $100 just to keep your rental car on property. Then come the holiday surcharges. Buffets that normally cost $50 jump to $80 or $100 on Christmas Day. Early check-in fees, late checkout fees, fees for using the fitness center, fees for receiving packages. Every interaction becomes an opportunity to extract more money. Pawn Star's Rick Harrison put it perfectly when he called out the industry, "Be upfront with the prices." That's what ticks people off. When you go to check out and it was $149 a night and now it's $300 or $400 a night. Travelers are walking away. Some cancel before arriving once they calculate the true cost. Others leave angry and vow never to return. In an era when every price is compared instantly online, Vegas's fee structure has become a national punchline. But even with all these problems, Vegas might still compete if it had something unique to offer. Instead, its biggest competitors have already beaten it to the punch. Number 2, competing winter destinations. While Vegas struggles to define its holiday identity, other cities have already won. European-style Christmas markets have exploded across America. Chicago's Christ-Kindle Market draws hundreds of thousands of visitors every December. Denver's holiday markets, San Francisco's Union Square Ice Rink, and Seattle's Festive Waterfront all offer exactly what travelers want: cozy atmosphere, mulled wine, twinkling lights, and that unmistakable feeling of the season. Snow destinations are pulling families too. Lake Tahoe, just a few hours from Vegas, offers ski slopes, mountain lodges, and actual winter weather. Colorado's resort towns promise white Christmases with crackling fireplaces and scenic gondola rides. Even warm weather competitors have figured it out. San Antonio transformed its Riverwalk into one of the most photographed holiday destinations in the country, with over 2 million lights reflecting off the water. Orlando theme parks go all in on Christmas parades, fireworks, and seasonal character experiences. These cities understood something Vegas hasn't. Christmas travelers aren't looking for nightclubs and casinos. They're looking for magic, tradition, and memories they'll talk about for years. They're looking for destinations that feel like Christmas. Vegas offers none of that by default. And when the choice is between a glittering riverside walk in San Antonio or a smoky casino floor in Nevada, the decision makes itself. And that sets up the biggest problem of all, the one that explains everything you've heard so far. Number 1, Vegas hasn't built a Christmas identity. This is the root of everything. Las Vegas knows exactly what it is on New Year's Eve. The fireworks spectacular, the rooftop countdowns, the massive crowds flooding the strip at midnight. That identity is so strong that people plan their entire holiday season around being in Vegas for December 31st. But Christmas? Vegas has no idea what it wants to be. There's no signature tradition that defines the holiday in Sin City. No iconic event that draws visitors specifically for Christmas week. No coordinated citywide effort to transform the Strip into something magical for December. Instead, individual properties do their own scattered displays, while the city as a whole shrugs its shoulders. The result is a destination that feels like it's just waiting for New Year's Eve to arrive. Christmas becomes filler, an afterthought, a few days to get through before the real celebration begins. Tourists sense this. They recognize when a city has embraced the season and when it's just going through the motions, and they vote with their wallets until Las Vegas decides what Christmas in Vegas actually means, until it builds traditions worth traveling for, until it gives families and holiday seekers a reason to choose the desert over the mountains, or the markets, or the theme parks. This exodus will continue. Vegas can fix this, but first it has to admit there's something worth fixing. What do you think? Can Las Vegas reinvent itself for Christmas? Or has it already lost the holiday to cities that care more? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if this video opened your eyes, hit subscribe. We've got a lot more to show you.